Good morning. I have a lovely piece for you this morning I wanted to share, a piece by Ned Rorem. He's an American composer. He was born in the middle 1920s and just recently passed away at 90, pushing 100, real close. Didn't quite make it though. He was a young man in 1949, traveled to Paris in the aftermath of World War II for the very first time. So here's a young gay man loose in post-war Paris, and by all accounts having the time of his life. But yet he wrote these beautiful pieces, being sort of captured the beauty, but also some of the melancholy of what post-war Paris must have been like. The second of three Barcarolles by Ned Rorem.
Good morning, and welcome to Mountain Vista Unitarian Universalist Congregation. Welcome to all of you who are here in our beautiful sanctuary today, as well as to those of you who are joining us from home, whether that be somewhere here in the vicinity in this incredible heat, or welcome to those who are joining us from cooler climes. Let's take a moment to welcome those folks who are not here physically today as we turn and wave to the camera. Welcome to all of you. We also extend a welcome to those of you who will watch this service sometime in the future. We are better and we are stronger because we are here together. If this is your first, second, third, whatever time that you've joined us, we urge you to stay after the service for coffee hour on the patio, or you may prefer the Oasis room today. Right out these double doors to your left, we would like the chance to personally welcome you on an individual basis and find out a little more about what brought you here today. I'm Deborah Roberts. I'm the lead PA here at MVUU. Today, I will be assisting our settled and duly installed minister, the Reverend Matthew Funk Crary. There are a number of other people who assist in organizing and putting on today's service, and they deserve our appreciation. We have Chris Tackett as our musical director, Stacy Sosa with the kids and religious education, assisted by Grace Yelland today. Joel Yelland as our song leader of hymns and also hospitality. And our AV crew back there, we have Chuck Tatum on camera today, Todd McNeely, Ann Tatum, and Lee McNeely. And of course, our greeters. Wouldn't it be nice? I want to sing the song. Wouldn't it be nice? Dun, dun. Wouldn't it be nice if following the service, each one of us personally thanked one of the folks I just mentioned with a smile, a handshake, or a hug? Many of them are here week after week, giving of their time and talent with very little recognition. Let's change that today. Our Baha 4 liturgical theme for this month is collective liberation, as symbolized by the colony of bees busily buzzing while working together to assure the viability of the hive. In preparing for today's service, I decided that I wanted to know more about the symbolism of bees. I stumbled upon a website called About My Brain, which has an extensive section on spirit animals. The following is a paraphrase of some of the information I found on that site. The bee is a symbol of community, hard work, and remarkable productivity. Its spiritual energy buzzes with the wisdom of cooperation, reminding us that together we can achieve extraordinary feats. Just as the bee dances from flower to flower, we too are called to value the power of the collective and offer our unique talents for the betterment of all. Within the hive, the bee exemplifies the essence of teamwork, with each member playing a crucial role in the harmony of the whole. It teaches us the significance of collaboration, where the collective efforts of many leads to the sweet nectar of success. United by a shared purpose, we can build bridges of understanding, empathy, and support, fostering an interconnected community that thrives through mutual cooperation. I take so many lessons from this information. I think of how many busy, buzzing bees work together to give us this beautiful home, our hive. I think again of the team of bees that cooperate every week so that we have a smoothly running and meaningful service. I think of the gridlock in Congress and how change could come about if the bees involved were only willing to work selflessly together, determined to solve the many problems that exist in our country today, without regard for their personal gain. I think of the very present and urgent need for action to combat global warming and how change could come about if we were all willing to work together toward the goal of saving our planet. Reverend Matthew will be talking about another issue that needs the concerted effort of a busy hive of bees to change the current narrative. All of these examples, all of these situations are examples of working together to realize collective liberation of one sort or another, something that is urgently needed in today's world. Our chalice lighting for today is entitled Our Lives Intersect and Intertwine, and it was written by the Reverend Tanya Yadira Marquez. It is a wonder and a mystery that our paths have crossed, that in the immensity of time, in the vastness of space, we coincide here. I am in awe at the ways in which our lives intersect and intertwine, at the beauty we can create when we gather. May our coming together make us more compassionate, more just, more caring, more loving. May our hearts and minds be open to this offering. I am so glad that you are here. Let us worship. Let us marvel at the miracle of being here, right now, and the mystery that has brought us together.
Our first song together is "Where is Our Holy Church?" verses 1 through 4, and Joel will be leading us. Please be seated. In the marvelous mystery of our paths crossing and intertwining, here and now, in this time and place, we have the opportunity to touch the holy. We receive this moment gently and tenderly through our weekly ritual of joy and sorrow. Thank you. It's holy when we pause and when we invite our joys and our sorrows to be spoken here among us. It is holy when we listen to the sorrows in the lives of people here, and then we respond with gentle comfort. We pour water gathered from Sonoran skies, from our houses, from our travels, as a symbol of our congregation. We drop stones into the water for each joy and sorrow shared, marking how each is held by this faith community.
Good morning. Today we just have joys. Conrad Paul is happy to be back home after his medical adventures at Northwest Hospital, and he says he's ready to do whatever it takes to never go through that again. And Hobie Denny has also returned home from his recent hip surgery, and his son's here helping him with the recovery process. And he encourages us all to enjoy his birthday cake that he sent for us to have at coffee hour. He turned 97 on Friday. And kind of going to the other end of the spectrum, Addie, Summer's beautiful daughter, had her hip-hop recital this last week, and Summer says she killed it.
May we hold one another in celebration with the joys that have been spoken. And I take some extra stones for joys that are here among us, but have not yet been voiced. And may we hold one another in comfort for the sorrows that are here. The sorrows in our hearts, maybe more than the stones I can hold in my hand, and yet held by this congregation regardless. Assisting us every week in our celebration in comfort is our pastoral care committee. We are listening, we are hearing, and we are holding all that you share with us. With your permission, we give name and voice to your joys and sorrows during this ritual as we assist our congregation every week with care for one another. This is how we hold one another in the mystery, the miracle of our lives touching and intertwining. In celebration and in comfort, we encounter the holy as we hold one another in love. May it be so, as we choose it to be.
I'm now going to ask you to join me in a responsive reading. The title of this responsive reading is Proud, and it was written by Amanda Udis Kessler. So in your part, you are frequently going to be called on to say that word, proud. And I'd like us not to mumble proud, but to say it with some enthusiasm and emphasis. So can we try that? Proud. All right. Today, Pride Month, we affirm with joy that we are proud. And we should have some responses up there. Thank you. Okay. Today, Pride Month, we affirm with joy that we are proud. We are proud to be lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer, and questioning. We are proud to have survived and thrived despite challenges to our dignity, well-being, and sometimes even our lives. We are proud to be heterosexual and cisgender allies. We are proud to live and work in solidarity with our LGBTQ friends and family. Together we build a beloved community. We and those we love have been judged, mistreated, assaulted, but we are here and we are proud. We and those we love have been stereotyped and have faced discrimination. Oh, something. Okay. We have seen those we love beaten to death and gunned down. But we are here and we are proud. We are together and we are proud. And together we build the beloved community. Watch as it grows among us even now.
Thank you. Words are funny things, aren't they? Have you ever noticed that sometimes if you use a word too much, it can lose meaning? My favorite word is spoon. I just like the way that it moves in my mouth and kind of comes out into the world. Spoon, spoon, spoon. You can say it with me if you want. Spoon, 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 spoon. But it stops being about spoons after you say it so many times. And it stops being a way for us to exchange meaning. Now, there are other times when we don't use words enough, and then they lack meaning. Words like proud, or holy, or beloved community, or collective liberation. Without meaning, these words seem like they belong to someone else, some other people, some other place. But they don't. These can be our words if we choose them. In either situation, words losing or words lacking meaning Meaning can be found by engaging with them. When you use a spoon, you are engaging its meaning. You can say spoon 1,000 times, but having a spoon and using it for some cereal, the meaning is there. And so in our gathering is the holy. In our engaging is the beloved community. And in our struggle for collective liberation, that's where we begin to find the meaning and make them meaning-filled for us. Now, a spoon is pretty easy to find, but experiencing the meaning of the others requires us to seek solidarity, moments where our lives intersect and intertwine. You can't just find the meaning in the words alone by reading them or singing them or reciting them. Holy, beloved, liberation. They don't have meaning just by saying them. You can only find the meaning when you show up and seek them with intention. And so this month we have two unique opportunities to engage in the holy, craft, beloved community and grow our collective liberation. The first is Bisbee Pride on June 15th. This is our Baja 4 collaboration that together will be marching and tabling there. Lee and Aaron will be heading to this Bisbee for this event. They'd love to carpool with you, to join with other Unitarian Universalists of the Baja 4, to show up and to celebrate with pride. So please talk to Lee if you are interested in going. Also on June 15th is Tucson Juneteenth Festival at the Keno Sports Park. Tay, our new engagement coordinator, Sally and Catalina are showing up and tabling with information about our congregation and our faith tradition. And if you're interested, please talk with Tay about participating in that. Each is an opportunity for solidarity, to show up and to seek moments of holy intersection, of beloved intertwining toward the liberation for us all. And it's also a great way to share our Unitarian Universalist faith with our broader community. And there's really great swag being given away. That both of these are on June 15th does not mean they are in competition. Instead, as Jamili Omar, our ministerial intern, named when they saw the schedule for June 15th, I would rather people have to make hard choices than not find a way to participate. Each is an invitation to solidarity, showing up, so our lives have moments, holy moments of intersection and intertwining, and so we can discover the meaning of that word, of community, of collective liberation together. So I invite you to talk with Lee or with Tay and seek solidarity, engage in the miracle, and discover the meaning of holy. Discover the meaning of beloved community. Discover the meaning of collective liberation for yourself and for us all.
We're going to try it again with the responsive reading. This one is entitled, All of Us Need All of Us to Make It. And that's going to be your line. This one was written by the Reverend Dr. Megan Foley and the Reverend Julian Jamaica Soto. And Reverend Soto is a Unitarian Universalist minister, writes, all of us need all of us to make it. I want you to get used to those words, to make them your prayer. All of us need all of us to make it. Okay? And that's going to be up there, maybe? Okay. All right. This is why Unitarian Universalists support the Black Lives Matter movement. Please take a moment to center the struggle for Black lives in your thoughts. Say it with me, loud or soft. All of us need all of us to make it. In a world where some of us are targeted for struggle and brutality, where others of us benefit and flourish, we pray, all of us need all of us to make it. In a world where powerful people of ill will and indifference make us fearful for our safety and our futures, we pray, all of us need all of us to make it. In the excruciating space that lives between seeing and naming and hearing and changing, we say, all of us need all of us to make it. Make a picture in your mind of someone you aren't very happy with right now. Look at their face in your mind and pray, all of us need all of us to make it. Unitarian Universalists believe that all of us need all of us to make it. This is why we are in solidarity with the movement for Black lives today and every day. Amen.
Our next sacred song is We Would Be One. And I invite you to rise in body or in spirit. The words will be on the screens, and Joel will be leading us.
We would be one as now we join in singing our hymn of love to pledge ourselves anew to that high cause of greater understanding of who we are and what in us is true. We would be one in living for each other to show to all a new community. We would be one in building for tomorrow a nobler world than we have known today. We would be one in searching for that meaning which binds our hearts and points us on our way. As one we pledge ourselves to greater service with love and justice, strive to make us free.
Please be seated. I invite you now to a time of contemplation, of considering and pondering, puzzling for tomorrow. 2 Sundays ago was a surprise day away from our congregation and church house for me. At the very last possible moment to make changes in our Sunday plans, Dancing in the Streets Arizona confirmed they would be coming with ballerinas and dance during the service. And so I'm grateful to Chris and to Jombor, who is right in the back, for being able to take that last-minute change on so I could be away. Thank you. And so on that Sunday morning, as 4 ballerinas danced right here, I slept in. And when I woke, I realized something that genuinely startled me. Now, I've been afraid of tomorrow, afraid of global warming, war in the Middle East, white Christian nationalism, the next presidential election, no matter who wins, loss of reproductive rights, violence against people of color, the murders of trans folk, the hate against immigrants, and the general unknown that tomorrow brings. And none of that's what startled me. I'm afraid of those things every day. What startled me was that I woke up and I didn't want to be afraid anymore. Not that fear itself is a bad thing. Fear is our evolutionary warning system, and it's helped keep us alive and get here. It's our biological survival mechanism, and it can prepare us for action, to fight or flee in the face of danger, and that's really healthy, or we wouldn't be here today. But unfortunately, fear can also make us freeze in our stress response. It's what our bodies do when we are so afraid and then we realize we can't fight or flee. We freeze. And on that Sunday morning, I realized that's what I've been doing. I've been stressing about all of these dangers, and yet instead of that healthy fear that prepared me for action, I realized I'd been frozen by it. Held in place, not able to respond. It was a relief to find out that I didn't want to be afraid any longer. And even though I wasn't here in our church house with you, I believe the whole epiphany was because of you. Because of our people and our place and our programs. This intentional intertwining of our lives, I don't feel as stressed. I don't feel as afraid. It feels as if there are pieces of some other response, not fighting, not fleeing, not freezing, that are here among us. Something altogether different. And so I've been contemplating that for a few weeks now. And I realized I can't quite figure it out. At least I can't figure it out alone. And that feels right to me. That if in our solidarity here, I feel less afraid, less stressed, then we need to come up with that next response together. Response to the dangers of tomorrow is something then that we puzzle through together. Think of that. In the miracle of our lives here, brought to us through evolutionary processes over millions of years, we're all here at this moment. And in this moment, in the face of dangers and the unknown and the mystery, we together can puzzle a new response for tomorrow. I invite you now to a time of meditation. One I transcribed from an Instagram feed from somatic teacher and activist Prentice Hemphill. It was on January 6, 2021. You may remember that day. that they offered their first ever live stream in response to the reports of the insurrection taking over the U.S. Capitol. I invite you to breathe now and hear the wisdom that they shared in the face of danger and the unknown and the mystery. They began. To be centered in this moment is to be present with what is. So if we are afraid, then allow ourselves to be afraid. If we are concerned, allow ourselves to be concerned. And in that allowing, listen to what the fear is telling us. Listen to what the concern is telling us. If we are able to allow and center our fear, it can help us understand what there is to be fearful of, what there is to be concerned about. And there are definitely things in this moment to be concerned about, to be paying attention to. I want to invite us into our breath. When we breathe, it is to allow what is to be with us, to be included in our awareness. It doesn't mean it doesn't impact us. It doesn't mean that we don't do anything about it. It definitely doesn't mean that we don't organize or take action. But it means that that action we take is informed, not by historical fear, but is informed by what we are experiencing in this moment, in the details of this moment. So let's do a little centering together to feel more grounded in this moment. Do not eliminate uncomfortable feelings. Do not feel better. But be more choiceful. Be more aware. We invite our breath in. And with everything you've read, any live stream you've been on, any Twitter account, we breathe in what has happened. Breathe it in as being part of our reality now, along with the victories, along with the organizing that people have been doing, what visionary organizers are doing right now today. Allow all of that to live in us, to root in us. When we breathe, we get to intentionally take back our shape. If our fear shrinks us in any way, if it pulls away our intention, we can breathe and we can bring our intention back online. Filling ourselves up in our bodies. Relaxing our muscles. Allowing more presence to come in. Feeling the ground, the earth beneath us, which has held so much, which has held everything. That resource that grows beneath us. And feeling the resource above us, the realm of possibility above us. Can we breathe in such a way that we connect to that? Can we breathe in such a way that we soften side to side, that we can connect to one another? Can we breathe in such a way that we can connect to our ancestors? And that we are able to commit to the future. In this moment, in every moment, there are dangers and there are possibilities. There are opportunities, there are actions to take or not to take. And we get to bring our groundedness to each of those questions and inquiries. Prentice Hemphill concludes this way. I'm glad we could take a moment. We don't even know what's coming today, this evening, tomorrow. We never really do. I'm wishing everyone well in this moment and beyond. Keep love. Keep feeling the earth beneath you. May it be so. My family really likes to make puzzles. Does yours? We usually take on about 1,000-piece puzzle, put them out on our living room coffee table, and work through them over a couple of weeks. And with the start of our hot, dry summer, with the beginning of estivation, which is the equivalent of winter hibernation, we've chosen to take on a 2,000-piece puzzle. Thank you for acknowledging. Because I don't ever recall us taking on a challenge this size before. But with the cool days indoors during the hot, dry Sonoran summer, it feels like the right time to be puzzling in this way. I have shared with you before how some of my family members have different ways of puzzling. You might recall that someone in my family chooses not to start with the edge pieces. I know, it's shocking. Instead, they choose the colors and the shapes that they fancy and begin putting those together first. It is an added challenge to making a puzzle when someone starts that way. But I've relaxed a little bit since I last shared that with you, and I've actually grown to enjoy it. We don't all puzzle the same way, but we are puzzling together. Now, I had not had a chance to join in on this new 2,000-piece puzzle until recently, and so I picked up the box top the other day and studied a rather whimsical picture that we were going to be making. And that's when I discovered exactly how big a 2,000-piece puzzle is. I'd imagine that something that size, that number of pieces, would be the same size as a 1,000-piece puzzle. They would just make the pieces smaller. No. It's twice the size of our previous puzzles. It covers the entire top of this very large coffee table. Now, thankfully, someone had put those border pieces together, while someone else was working on colors and shapes that interested them. And yet, with all of that, because of the size of that puzzle, it was hard to get oriented in it. It was hard to know where I could even get engaged and start working on it. It was bigger than I could hold in my head, and so I didn't know how to join in. I couldn't figure out where to start my puzzling. And puzzling together about tomorrow is just like this. The dangers of tomorrow, the great unknown that is life, the mystery of the universe and existence, it's bigger than any one of us can hold. Now, thankfully, others have been working on this puzzle for a while. Some have been working in ways that are very familiar, crafting structure and framework to put this big picture into some order, such as scientists and philosophers and theologians. And some people have been working on it that really doesn't first make sense. Artists and activists and mystics, they start within the big picture. They start working their way out with shape and color from the center. Now, all of them are needed. All are necessary to puzzle out the big picture of the dangers and the unknown and the mystery. And that's what we do here. Here at Mountain Vista Unitarian Universalist, we seek solidarity in the world, and we try to get a bigger picture than any one of us, than even our congregation can come to by itself. We are puzzling for tomorrow. And that's our invitation in all that we do. When it comes to the dangers of tomorrow, global and social and even local threats, those menacing issues and problems that no one could take on by themselves, we realize that we need all of us to make it, to puzzle through the dangers to that nobler, better world we were just singing about. When it comes to the unknown, the reality that no one really knows nor can control what tomorrow is going to bring, in this we need each other. We need our lives intersecting and intertwining in celebration and in comfort. We need one another for the dangers, we need one another for the unknown, and we desperately need one another in the mystery. Mystery not of the dangers that we face, not of the lack of knowledge or lack of control. It's the mystery at the riddle, at the center of our existence. Who are we? Where do we come from? Where are we going? And our Unitarian Universalist faith encourages us to talk about the mystery, to use scientific and philosophic and theological language to share our art and our action and our intuitive insights. And so here at MVUU, we intentionally seek meaning in mystery by choosing to engage, love, and transform ourselves and the world. We've chosen that purpose for ourselves, to do this hard and rewarding work of puzzling together. But we don't do it to get the answer to the mystery. We don't do it for the answer. We do it so we can more deeply live within mystery. We don't do it so we can feebly attempt to control tomorrow, but to welcome it in all of its opportunity. We don't do it just to survive the dangers. We do it to thrive through them and beyond them. Because the dangers are constant, and we're always on the edge of the unknown. We are ever in mystery. And fear and concern and confusion, yours and mine, that's real. But so is our interdependence, so is our need for one another. We're here. In this miraculous moment, billions of years of a universe, millions of years of evolution, we are here. to discover meaning together, and to live out our chosen purpose, engage, love, and transform. Now is the time for us to puzzle together. And so, y'all who start at the borders, and y'all who start in the middle, can't believe you do it, but you do it anyways. It's time to lay our pieces out. It is time, with hearts and minds open to the challenge of puzzling together as Mountain Vista, it's time for us to seek solidarity with intention. It's time for us to find the holy, to build the beloved community, and to risk everything to find collective liberation for us all. Through all the dangers and into the hope of the unknown and held within the heart of mystery, may it be so, because we choose it to be so. Chris is going to lead us, with some help, in the next sacred song, Where Do We Come From?
One of the reasons I most like choral singing is that it literally takes the best of what everybody has to give. And yes, I know there's a lot of you going out saying, well, thankfully I don't have anything to give. That's not true. It takes the part that you know, and the part that you know, and the part that you know, and the part that everybody knows in different parts, and all together it adds up into something more meaningful. This morning we're going to sing a song, since choir is out for the summer. About a third of our people are in cooler places right now. But I miss it. So I'm going to engage all of you in being part of my choir this morning. We're going to sing a great song, number 1003 in the Teal hymnal. And I'd like to invite anybody from the choir or who enjoys to sing, come on up here and give me a hand in leading it. So I know I can lean on you. There you go, take one. Just one, you just need one. Who else wants to give me a hand? Come on up. Yeah, I didn't grab that many books, but we can share. That's okay. There you go. Why don't you, let's pass one there, and you're going to have to share then for just a second. It's 1003. And for the rest of you, it's up on the screen right there. Now, there's parts for higher voices and lower voices. I'll take one of those since I gave mine away. 1003. And it's simply called Where Do We Come From? Now, the fundamental line is very simple. We just had a couple right here. Why don't you go over and share? So, the very fundamental line is simple. Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Now that line continues, while a higher line, if you feel more comfortable singing a little higher, then we'll just sing this line. Where do we come from? Where do we come from? Now the secret of this is I didn't bring these people up here to sing for you. I brought these people up here to sing with you. So let's try that. If you feel comfortable singing low, sing the first part. If you feel more comfortable singing high, sing the second part. Where do, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. And where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Now the third line, mystery, mystery, Life is a riddle and a mystery. I love that part because it's one note except for a different one at the end. So there's a lot of people who can do that. It's right smack in the middle. Let's all try it again. And mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. And here's a part for people to show off a little bit more. Where do we come from? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where are we going? So let's put that all together. Everybody on the first part, then we'll add some second part, then we'll add some third part, then we'll add some fourth part. So everybody start together on the first part. And where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Here come the higher voices. Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where are my single note people? And mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. Where do we come from? Where do we come from? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where are we? Twice more, all those parts. Where are we going? Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. And pay attention in the fall, because choir will start back up on Wednesday evenings at 6:30. Probably around Labor Day. Wednesday evening at 6:30. Not until around Labor Day, so watch the newsletter announcements.
So a few announcements as we get ready to wrap things up today. As you go forth from fellowship this morning through the double doors to your left, you will see on a table there a wooden bowl and a woven basket for your financial offerings. The bowl is for our congregation, a container for your gifts to support the work of our church. The basket is for a local organization we select each month to support. Our woven basket partner this month is Youth on Their Own, one of my favorite charities. This organization supports the high school graduation and continued success of youth experiencing homelessness here in Tucson and in Pima County. All of your gifts will be gratefully received. Following the service today, we have our annual congregational meeting. Our board secretary, Robin Bauzell, will call us to order at 12:30 p.m., so you do have some time to socialize between now and the beginning of our important meeting. At this annual meeting, we will have reports and voting on the slate of officers as well as the budget for the next school year. Next church year, sorry. Oh, okay, my script is wrong. Okay, plan for an hour or so for our meeting, and there will also be online participation via
Hang on
Zoom.
one quick second, Debbie, and make sure that gets onto the sound so people at home and on recording can hear it. The meeting will begin today at 12 o'clock, not 12:30, 12 o'clock.
Okay, next week, June 16th, Father's Day, our Baja 4 ministerial intern, Jamili Omar, will be speaking here at MVUU. She's completing her internship to become a UU minister. She's been approved for fellowship, and she will be ordained at the UU Church of Tucson next fall. So join us in celebrating next week by contributing generously to her farewell gifts from the Baja Four. And by the way, she's not leaving the Baja Four. She'll still be, she'll just no longer be the ministerial intern. If you want to contribute by check, you can make it out to MVUU with Jamili in the memo line, and place it in the bowl or mail it to MVUU. Or put cash in an envelope labeled Jamili and put it in the gift box next week. A reminder that General Assembly is happening very soon. It's our annual gathering of the Association of Congregations. This year, everything is online, as it will be every other year going forward. Our delegates are Steve Bottorff and Lee McMealy and Ann Leonard, and they will be fully participating online and learning about all that's coming up for consideration this year. And one other thing is we have both a CPR and a first aid workshop happening here on Saturday, June 29th. There's more information on that in the newsletter, or you can talk to Stacy after the service. She has the details. As we release our flame today, these words are adapted from something written by Adam Slate. Be kind. Be brave. Be just. Be merciful. Be hopeful. Be proud. This is how we keep the chalice flame burning until we are together again to light it anew.
Thinking about OneNote and people who have OneNote makes me think of the wonderful, wonderful bossa nova and samba composer who was active in the 60s and 70s, Antonio Carlos Jobim. And somebody said, "Could you write a samba with one note?" And so the first part and the last part of this actually uses two notes, but he makes up for it in the bridge.